This show is strictly for entertainment purposes. We are not financial advisors. Please always gamble responsibly. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Spread Detectives, a podcast where we break down and give predictions on sports ranging from the MLB, the NBA, the NFL, all the way to the American Cornhole League. I'm your host, Nick. To my left, your right, we got Double Down Drake on Instagram. Yeah. To my right, your left, Hank at Moneyline Marsh on TikTok. Obviously, today we're back here to do a Super Bowl recap episode. So, Drake, you hit the most bets out of all of us.
Well, I took the most bets out of all of us.
and you had the best record. Got to give you props there. So I'm going to let you kind of start off. I know you probably got some things you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time Sunday. It was a fun time. We were at a little Super Bowl party, so I can't say I was too locked in until the second half because of, let's be real with ourselves, folks, it was kind of a snooze up until that point. And
yeah, the first half was boring.
Yeah, so I was just
walking
around.
First quarter.
I was just walking around, mingling, but actually that's false. I did hit my I had which commercial would pop first, Dove or Popeyes. Dove came first. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
And also I said I'm a tails never fails guy, but I'm gonna fade myself just because you can't win them all.
Good fade on that part.
Good fade. And yeah, I mean obviously me and Hank, we both took KC. I said +2. I said I'd split it up, but drinks were drank, and I went all money line, and I also squeaked by on that under. To be honest with you guys, did not hop on the under. That was just a take for the podcast, and over 0.5 Chase Young sacks. That was pretty electric. We'll get
that
to
hit early, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like first half.
First drive.
Yeah.
The first drive.
Jeez.
So we'll get to like the fun props eventually, but yeah, as far as like football bets. Overall, 5-2 because I took both QBs to throw an interception. Patty was plus money, so nothing too great there. Chase Young at +220 for the half a sack. Good hit there. Super sprinkle on Noah Gray tutty, so no harm, no foul really. And the Patty Mahomes over 262.5 yards hit with ease.
That was very easy.
So yeah, I mean, no complaints for me. Great Super Bowl as opposed to some of the past ones. It's probably one of my better, more enjoyable Super Bowls. All things aside, all this NFL scripted things, all that aside, you watched. Whoever's complaining about that, you tuned in. So if you don't want to watch a scripted NFL game, turn it off or just accept that you don't know what's going on. And that's where I'm at. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little asshole-ish, but that's how I'm feeling.
No, I kind of agree a little bit just because – everyone on X, everyone on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, everyone's like, oh,
it's forever Twitter for me, buddy. But
everyone's saying it's so scripted. I mean, everything like, did you see that thing where Patrick Mahomes, it was 1st and 10, then he rushed for 2 yards, and then they just automatically gave him 1st and 10.
It was just a mistake.
It was a mistake
TV.
on the camera field.
Everyone in the party would have been like, yo, what the hell?
Oh, I saw it. When I was watching the game, I was like, oh, I'll take it because I'm on Kansas City money line.
Mm-hmm.
But going into
I thought it didn't matter. I thought the 49ers would still take it.
But going into this game, I wasn't really following the script that much. I just believed in that Kansas City defense, and they did step up when it was time to step up. If you look at that 3rd and 4,
I feel like you were following the script more than any of us. But okay, anyway.
That 3rd and 4 in overtime, they had 2 wide open people. Ayuk smoked him on the slant, and then Juwan Jennings was open on his little out route, but no one blocked Chris Jones. How are you not going to block Chris Jones on the most important play of the entire season?
Yeah.
So if you want to talk script, I think that's the most scripted play of the entire game. If you want to talk script,
I think
somebody on that Niners line was getting some money.
The only thing script wise that really threw me off is in the 3 Super Bowls KC has won, they have not had one offensive holding called on them. Even though
that is ridiculous.
Even though during the regular season they were one of the top teams called for offensive holding.
I mean,
I saw some absurd holding calls.
I was seeing the same thing today. There were several, like one where they literally were just holding Bosa. And then like pushed him to the ground, and and he still almost got up and made a play, and they didn't call it. Like, so obviously the ref's eyes had to be on him, and
But anyways, finishing off this game, I just want to kind of reiterate of how great of a game it was. I know we didn't. Everyone
we called it though. We said it'd be a great.
Everyone didn't really get the matchup that we wanted. Obviously, some people wanted Baltimore in, some people wanted the Detroit Lions in. Yada yada yada. This turned out to be an all-time classic, and I'm glad it did. And I'm super glad that Drake and I were on the right side of things finally. Boys, we got 20.5 units back. We are back in the fucking game. Let me tell you guys this. We lost a little bit on our props, but going into the NBA season, I'm so confident of how I'm coming about things. I'm starting to see the board real clear now. When it started with the wild card weekend, kind of shit hit the fan real quick, but it's all about how you bounce back when you're putting money down and when you're gambling. Always gamble responsibly, but there's only quitters and winners. That's it. There's no losers in gambling. You either quit or you keep betting until you hit big.
I have to agree. You just can't be an absolute bonehead because then you find a way to be a loser. You just got to pace yourself.
I'm going to go ahead and pass the honorary baton to Nick because this is the only idiot that took the 49ers last week on the podcast.
I did.
So here you go, my sir.
And I'll take it and I'll wear it. And it sucks too. I mean, this is an embarrassing feeling, and it sucks because, and I'm not going to be that guy, but on every single episode we've made so far, I said the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl on every single one.
And
then the day or when we record, I switch it up, and I thought I was going to be right. I thought I've hit so many, I'm bound to lose. It was like the opposite of you. You lost so many in a row that I was like, okay, you're going to win. I had won so many, I'm like, I'm going to lose. And so I swapped up. Shouldn't have switched. But I want to say something about the MVP. I feel like Patrick Mahomes should not have won the MVP. I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like Butker should have won the MVP. Dude, he had the longest field goal in Super Bowl history.
Okay.
And he had like 65% of their points.
Yeah.
I don't what more do you, and he was perfect.
Has a kicker ever won Super Bowl MVP?
I don't think so. And I understand that. It's a quarterback winning or a skill player winning award.
Yeah, but
at the same time,
when you got to hit multiple 50-plus yarders on that stage, I could agree with that.
He sent it to overtime.
Well, Moody didn't miss either. Moody fucking held true.
Except that PAT.
In my opinion, if the Niners pull it out, then Jennings 100%. Should have MVP.
Because
Jennings won an MVP, and also Moody really – the biggest play of the game, I think, was other than that 3rd and 4, was that missed extra point. Moody line drive that thing because he should have put it up.
Well, it made it to where they had to kick a field goal at the end of regulation and instead score a touchdown.
Exactly.
So when it happened, I thought it might not change the game drastically. Obviously,
it made a huge impact.
But as the game played out, it was very apparent that completely.
And I looked at Drake when we were at our Super Bowl party. I looked at Drake and I was like, I feel like it's gonna go wide right or wide left. And I looked at him and then it ended up getting blocked. And I was like,
you were wrong.
This is huge. And then we ended up going get 3. And
this is horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. I lost my voice after the Super Bowl game. Well, I will say, great weekend for me because it was my birthday Friday and then Super Bowl Sunday. How much better can it get? But I had to.
It would have been a lot worse if the 49ers would have pulled it out.
I
have a lot of 49ers fans. We're out here in Cali. I have a lot of 49ers fans. I feel for
we would have to cut this nose in half and give it to both of you guys.
Yeah, seriously.
But they
well, I said if the Niners won, I was gonna have to come in here, painted face, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was.
Well, that's how confident he was in the Chiefs, and I'm glad that we were on the same.
Right, you saw Ocho Cinco. He said if the Chiefs lose,
he said he's giving up sex for a year.
He said I won't have sex for a year. I'll divorce my wife.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
they almost lost.
Nah, it was Chiefs all day.
You think his wife was sitting there?
Ocho had the script. He knew.
Yeah, that's true.
I did. They did at the Super Bowl party though. They did take over 14.5 hat throws from me, and I hit the over.
Yeah, he threw his hat a lot.
Yeah,
but all is well. We ended up purveying.
And then they over under Taylor Swift was 6.5. It was like 13 times.
Yeah, it was plus 110 for over 6.5, and that hit very, very early.
So. Yeah, that was easy stuff.
Well, hey, I got some of my money back on the 49ers loss with the under 47.5. I should have just hammered that. I mean, I like that more than anything.
Hey, if they kicked that extra point, though, you would have been smoked.
Yeah, but also the game would have ended differently. So I probably would have been fine because they wouldn't have got the points in overtime. But it is very possible that, yes, I would have been smoked because of that. But before the game, they showed Taylor Swift going into the stadium. And then there was still a bet that you could take was, will Taylor Swift be there by kickoff? And so I put every dollar I could on it, and it was. I mean, he didn't win a lot because it was heavily favored.
It was minus 2,000.
But I got a little bit of my losses back from that, so we're okay. But man, that under. It was a sweat, but you said you were gonna buy points.
I only lost by 3 points on buying points.
You know what's fucked is if the Niners would have went, because apparently that whole thing that they didn't know the rules in OT. If they would have known the rules and went for the tutty and got it, that over's hitting. Most likely, unless the Chiefs didn't score.
Well, my thing is, I think Kyle Shanahan knew obviously he's a head coach in the Super Bowl. He knows the rules. His whole philosophy of it, he wanted to be the third team to score to win it. So say they went and they scored 7, and then Patrick Mahomes went and scored 7. After that, it's sudden death. Yeah, and then he was just expecting Kansas City to hold serve
to
and
take a field goal. Though, what do you mean?
That hold serve again.
Because you're saying to score. Because if the Chiefs took a 3, then they would be fine. But they took that field goal, and then the Chiefs went down and got there.
But so the way that works expected them to hold
because after the first possession, if they're both tied, then it becomes sudden death.
Yeah.
And being that San Francisco got the ball first, they would then get it third, and they would have the first chance to kick a field goal in the game. So I get because I thought. Before the game, when overtime was happening, I thought the rules were if the clock hit 0, you start over again.
No,
which now I know obviously is not the case. It would have just been another quarter. So that's why, because when the clock was running down to the end, the Chiefs weren't calling a timeout, and I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And
they just would have had
my man Tony Romo
Yeah.
came through and explained what was going on.
Then I saw also Tiki Barber's take on it, and he was talking about how he didn't really like that whole new rule thing because now you've removed the constraint of time.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of like. That needs to be a
Why
factor.
even have the clock running?
Exactly. Just put OT.
Yeah, like they do in college because it literally means nothing. Yeah.
But in the playoffs, it's more of a kind of like a college feel, like a college overtime feel.
Yeah.
Everyone gets kind of a chance, I guess. But
I feel like for overtime, they should put you on the 1, like the other one. Start from, got to go 99 yards. That would be fun.
Then we'd be sitting there. We'd still be watching the game.
Everyone would kick off first, hoping their defense could pull something out.
Was there a coach's challenge at all? I don't think there was.
I don't know, but no, there wasn't. They changed and get brought out one time, which we can still argue about what that prop was. Either way, it would have lost.
Yeah.
But
no, they did get brought out?
No, they never got brought out, not even once.
Out, no.
And then
so I lost that plus 1,400.
Was it your pick or your pick? I can't remember who found it, but you were saying that the not to score 3 unanswered times.
That was him.
That was an easy win if you took not to happen because neither team scored 3 times.
And that was plus money too. But I'm a dumbass. I didn't sprinkle it. I was so big on that plus 1,400 on the chains getting brought out. I thought at least once the chains were going to get brought out.
Yeah.
Bad pick on me. Lost 2.5 units on that. But overall, it was a very, very profitable Super Bowl Sunday for me. So I'm going to take it and then kind of move forward into the NBA and try to cook heat. I mean, that's all we're here to do.
Absolutely. It's sad that the NFL's over, though. No more games.
That's why I got my hood on. It's
September.
It's raining on me right now because I got to flip whole mind script to completely NBA, and then MLB's coming up. Yeah. Drake is a little bit more kind of knowledgeable on MLB and all that, so I'm going to be tailing him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very early take, but neither of these teams in the Super Bowl will be in the Super Bowl next year. No
I think Chiefs might make it back just to give them a chance to be a three-peat, and the Atlanta Falcons are going to be going to the Super Bowl at plus 5,000.
Absolutely
delusional. I'm probably going to be taking that in the next 2 weeks. I want to see kind of what the trade with the how the draft's going to work, who we're kind of projected to take. If it's going to be Michael Penix, I'm not going to take him. But if we get someone like Jaden Daniels or Justin Fields, then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on a Falcons future.
Well, Justin Fields, his second most likely as far as betting odds is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably won't happen though.
I'm excited for a couple teams for their season win totals. I want to see what the Jets are again this year now that we assume AR is going to play all year.
He's going to tear his Achilles again in week 1.
No, that's not going to happen.
Just getting older, man.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll happen. And then the Chargers, to kind of see what they do with that, how much they put on Harbaugh. Is it going to be 10.5?
It'll probably be 8, 8.5.
8.5, you think?
I'm a Chargers fan,
I'd probably take the over.
Think next year is going to be a good one. High expectations usually get you fucked, but I'm going to stick with them.
Have to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, 100% have to make the playoffs. Please, Herbert, stay healthy. And then Eckler, stick around if you can. I'm not sure if he's even left yet. There's been rumors he's going to go to Oakland.
Yeah.
But
and they don't really need him over there with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, they might lose some defensive pieces, but I'm really excited for next year, especially because they fell terribly short this year. But
yeah, and the Jags fell apart halfway through the year. I could see them being, this year I was hot on them. Not going to be hot on them again next year, but I could at least see them making the playoffs, winning the division.
The Texans going to be serious
the Texans,
next
though.
year.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw a little rumor because they're like 3 catches in the Super Bowl. Imagine Ayuk going out to Houston. That'd be a good little.
Yeah, I think Texans aren't going to be anything to play with.
No.
Oh, no, because they already
CJ Stroud's coming to his own. I mean, I talked about him multiple times. They already have an
identity as a defense. They're a good team with a young quarterback, so.
But it's about time the NFC wins one.
And Joey B is going to come make some noise next
year.
We all got to know that.
And I just can't wait. The earliest odds possible, I'm going to take the Dolphins to lose in the first round of the playoffs. As soon as I can take it, whatever it is, I'm going to take it.
Mike McDaniels,
they strike me as the team for the next few years that's going to have a good regular season and just fall short every
Absolutely.
single time.
Especially if they have to go on the road.
They are the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, of the
AFC.
I agree. I mean, same thing. Overpaid quarterback, not that good in my opinion. Bunch of weapons. Defense is solid.
Coaching sucks.
Coaching
Team
sucks.
Tyreek can't get open. What are they really doing?
And Waddle's amazing. The fact
Yeah,
that they can't win something with them is crazy. I mean, Waddle is so good. And
I just hope they
Tyreek-
don't waste anyone's career down there because everyone's all mesmerized by the Miami lights and the party.
Well, the next Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans, and I think that's going
Jeez.
to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. It's New Orleans. A relative. It's usually what Super Bowl's in February. That's relatively around Mardi Gras time. So this is going to be New Orleans going to bring in a bunch of money next
And
February.
When is Mardi Gras? March?
It's usually
Yeah.
it falls in between like mid-February and like early March.
Oh,
'Cause,
wow.
like,
So it's going to be like right after.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how it varies in days. It's like some what like
And then the highest favorite to perform for the halftime show is Lil Wayne.
which
Yeah.
would make
Plus
Oh, that'd
340.
be awesome.
They'd be
I
a
think
fool
they'll. I
not
think
to
they'll do it.
though.
I think they'll do
Yeah,
it.
They'd be a fool not to. Even though
Yeah.
I mean,
He's due.
what do you mean he's due for a
due
Super
for
Bowl
a Super
performance?
Yeah, I mean they just put Usher up there. They're not gonna put Lil Wayne. Arguably one of the
First
greatest
song would
rappers.
definitely be a
I
Millie.
think Lil Wayne. Is,
Oh yeah.
Lil
Young
Wayne in the
Money.
hip hop. Lil Wayne in the hip hop world is Lil Wayne, but Usher, you can't really just go play Lil Wayne to some 5-year-olds unless it's the cut version.
Facts, yeah.
I mean, also debatable with Usher too because he talks about piping and stuff. But
Yeah. I didn't really enjoy the halftime show that much.
I was
playing
absolutely
beer. I was
slaughtered.
playing.
Yeah.
I was taking money in beer pong. I didn't even watch
you guys
it.
weren't even watching. Yeah, I couldn't even hear it. It was so loud.
Yeah, we were screaming.
Yeah.
I lost my voice.
But just the aesthetics of it, I wasn't a big fan of. So the Gatorade, we all missed that one. You said
I
Blue?
went frisky. I said water.
Yeah,
You-
you said
clear.
water
You
clear.
went
I
blue.
said blue at plus 400. The favorite one.
What was yours again?
I
Yours
said
was
I said
nothing?
red.
Okay, right.
No, I said red
Oh,
because
yeah, I
the Taylor
remember.
Swift album, and just kind of a lucky, just a hunch, But one thing's for sure, Mahomes is now 11-1 as an underdog, so can't fade him as an underdog anymore.
Money printer.
Yeah, cannot fade Mahomes. Do you guys have anything else more that you
What
want
do
to
you
add
think?
about the Super Bowl?
Well, with them, because if they're gonna have another shot next year, they're gonna need to add some pieces. But how do you do that as a
So
reigning
their
Super Bowl
wide
champ?
receiver core is only going to get better.
Yeah. What do they need to add? The defense has to stay the same, which is hard to do, of course.
They're not losing anyone on contract.
Yeah. I mean, the defense.
I mean, they are. This might be the first three-peat ever in the entire history of the Super Bowl.
I feel like
But I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to knock him out.
Dude, you got to stop saying that.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Hey, you know we were talking about like the witchcraft thing. New Orleans,
I was gonna
home of the
ask.
witchcraft. So funky shit's gonna happen
You think
next year. I can
Jameis
guarantee it.
leads them to a home Super Bowl?
No, I
Absolutely
think
not.
Atlanta Falcons, their biggest rival is New Orleans. We go win a Super Bowl in their
In
dome.
the Superdome?
I just think there's
Drew
too
Brees would
many.
be sick.
There's too many teams that had the potential to be in the Super Bowl this year that missed their opportunity for the Falcons to even have a shot next year.
I am
Yeah.
1,000% putting at least 10 units on the Falcons to make the playoffs next year.
Like 10
To make the playoffs? Possibly.
on the playoff side. I could.
We're going to
dig-
Depends who they
dominate,
draft.
It's not like y'all
dominate
have-
the NFC South.
What are y'all?
next year.
Y'all are Saints, Panthers,
Bucks.
Bucks. Falcons.
Bucks. So I don't hate it. I mean,
Yeah.
one and done though. One game in the
Oh,
playoffs.
yeah. Host a
and they're out
playoff
of there.
game, get crushed.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you're
I'll
a
be
Falcons
there.
fan, not I. So I'm not too much tripping about that.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, with that, man, let's get on out of here. I think it was a good Super Bowl. Excited for next year. See what happens in the offseason. We'll do a draft episode, of course. Kind of go into that stuff. But thank you for tuning in. Like,
Hey,
subscribe.
bolt up, baby.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Rise
at the
up,
bottom of the
Atlanta.
Video, and have a good week. Thank you.